Hi everyone, so today's video is going to start simply with a piece of cardstock here. I just grabbed this and I thought in my mind, what do I want to work on today? Just something fun. Haven't really made like a gatefold card in a very long time, and a lot of times the gatefold I like for it to have a belly band, so I think that's what we're going to do today, excuse me. And also, you know, start from stash. Things are crazy. Prices are, like I showed you guys at Michael's, I could not believe that when I was walking around, because I started thinking, I'm like, I'll usually just put tags when something's like on clearance. So I thought it was interesting. There were like paper label, you know, pricings on a lot of items. And then when I looked, I'm like, oh no. I mean, some things were $1 more, $5 more for a hair bow. The one I showed you at the end was $7.99, and then it was marked up to $12.99 and then 50% off. And I had just bought that same hair bow a couple weeks earlier whenever I went to Michael's last and did a video, and it was at the $7.99, so I got it for $4, so whatever. So now, even on the half price, it would still be $6.50, which is very close to the original price that they wanted. I could not believe it. And yeah, even in the beading section, Miranda likes to work with pony beads and bracelets and stuff, and they were like $30 for those plastic beads, you know, in the kit. And I could not believe that, because they were usually $14.99, $16.99. So I mean, literally twice the price. So anyway, let's play with what we have in our stash, right? And if anything I use is available, I'll link it for you guys. You know, in the description box or embedded in the video here, those would be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. Honestly, I don't know that anything is still available. We'll see. But I just, you know, whenever I'm doing these things, we start from stash. I want you to look in your stash, or even if I'm making videos for new items, please kind of keep in mind, like, oh, maybe I can make something similar to things I already have, right? Maybe the style of card I made, or whatever, or the layering, or like the proportions, right? All those things can still help out. I would really appreciate it if you keep watching the videos, because I know, like I used to always watch the Crafter's Companion videos, you know, their daily video, and I would order things 2 and 3 times a day, sometimes different orders. And I just had to stop watching, because I was like, I need to not do this anymore, right? And so I understand, I think people do that even with videos like mine. I really encourage you to continue watching them. Don't be tempted. You know, I have a job to do, obviously, when I get things in from companies to review. And so I'm going to do my job, but please don't feel like you have to buy things. I don't feel like I ever make anyone feel that way, but you know, you can definitely see what's going on, what I'm doing, and work that, you know, with things that you already have in your stash. I would really appreciate it, because for me as a content creator, I really need people to watch the videos. So please do so if you know, if you can. I would really appreciate it. And I know things are crazy right now, because they're crazy for me too, you know. So I appreciate you guys being here. But okay, let's get started. So thank you for listening to me for a little bit, because I was just wanting to reiterate that, because I know early on, a few months ago, I was talking about the same kind of thing, like, if you can please watch, you don't have to buy anything. But if you are going to buy something, please use the links. That would be great. But anyhow, let's start with a 5x7 card base. And since it's a gatefold, I need this to be 7x10. Either way, I need it to be 7x10, because that's all you're going to get from an A2 size piece of cardstock, unless you layer up 2 pieces of cardstock to make a tent fold. But let's cut this at 7. And then again at 10. We'll see what we come up with today. I'm thinking a Christmas card, but, you know, it could be anything. 7x10. I am using a cream-colored cardstock, because in my mind I'm thinking if I pair this up with, like, Anna Griffin papers or whatever else I might have, you know, that'll be great. Okay, so it's 7x10 already. To make it gatefold, we're going to score 2.5 inches on either side. So 2.5, right? And we're going to score that. And then just turn it and do it again. 2.5. And let me bring this a little closer here. We're just going to bring that in. And whenever I score, like I score on that side and then I fold it opposite, you know, in. I don't know. How do you guys score? Do you score it and then fold it away from? I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, I score it on that side and then I fold it towards the inside. And, oh, you know what? So funny. I'm so used to just making regular cards, like I don't think about gatefold. I should have lined it up first a little bit, you know, and then given yourself your actual scoring. Just so that it meets up in the center nicely. Right now, one's a little bit overlapped, but that's okay. It's not going to be the big steal. Okay. So to make Christmassy, I have Christmas papers just sitting next to me. That's why I'm like, I'm just going to grab one of them. Like I said, this Holly and Ivy, I picked it up on HSN last year. So maybe it's available, maybe it's not. Maybe I use this, maybe I don't. But I think I'm going to use this. Like, why not? It's already in my hands. Well, this is cute. Yeah, let's use this one for the background. And then some red paper. So I always keep my cardstocks next to me. Ooh, this is pretty. See? And I keep them in Roy G. Biv order, and I can show you, like, I'll just grab some. Except for I did stick in some colors here that don't belong here. But I have those Michaels, like, trays with the plastic trays. I don't know how to explain it, but the sturdy ones. The ones that fall in down the center drive me nuts. But these are the kind that are made to just hold, like, 12-inch paper or whatever. Okay, so I put paper in there that doesn't belong, but it goes Roy G. Biv. So red, and then I have a lot of red and pink, so those, you know, fill it up. The next one has orange and yellow. Since I have less of those, they are in the same tub. The next one, obviously, is greens, blues, purple, you know, just keep going. So it makes it very easy to find pretty papers when I need them. Pattern papers, that's a little bit different. Okay, so, oh, sorry, that was loud. I think how I'm going to cut these is, like, if they were a matte layer, so the very center is going to meet up instead of being, you know, like its own individual matte layer here, own individual here. It's going to look like it should go across and then just cut in half. So, you know, like my eighths, I know this paper's a little bit crooked, so I'm going to use this side. So I'm going to say 4 1/8, just to get it cut down right now. And then, oh, hello. I'm so silly. These are not A2, so let's back it up. It's okay, I can still use this paper, thank goodness. It's 5 by 7. So my first layer, I want it to be, oh, this is gonna make it a little more difficult. 4 7/8 by 6 7/8. So let me see, I did this one, yeah. You can, hopefully this one will be wide enough. If not, I guess I'm gonna have to keep cutting. Ooh, this one's just shy of the 4. Okay, fine. Ay, ay, ay. We're gonna need each strip to be basically 4 7/8 by 6 7/8, but cut in half, right? So let me do 6 7/8 in this direction. I should just get another piece of cardstock because I don't want to confuse people. And also this one's not going to be a good trimmer for that. Let me change this up, guys. Sorry, this is what happens when I just start coming off the top of my head. Okay, 6 7/8. Is this even wide enough for that? Maybe this piece of cardstock that I got myself isn't good. Okay, there's 6 7/8. So the height is fine. And then we need 4 7/8, but divided by 2. So 4 inches divided by 2 is obviously 2 inches, right? And then 7/8, that's almost a whole other inch. So at least, it's not half an inch. 4 7/8. This is the part that always hurts my head. If it was 6/8, it'd be 3/4. No, 6/8, sorry. 6/8 is 3/4. So it'd be a quarter plus a little bit more. Yeah, it's gonna have to be like here. If I'm wrong, I'll just edit this out. So 2 and I'm going at the 16ths, guys, which is really annoying. I know, 7/16. Let me see if that works. Oh yeah, because what I wanted to do is line up against here and this edge be showing. So, yep. So 6 7/8 by 2 7/16. Okay, I'm gonna cut one more. Okay, so again, my goal is never to confuse you guys, but we came up with the number and we have it. I could have written it down, but I just did it in my head. So 6 7/8, because I like them to be, again, 1/8 of an inch short all around. And then 2 7/16 inch wide, which basically leaves that same border edge, okay? I wanted them to meet up in the center like that. So the next one, oh my gosh, I put away this trimmer because I thought, oh, I can just use the trimmer again. No, this is very big paper. I need this to be, gosh, guys, pause. I gotta back it up. I think I cut the other one too skinny, sorry. So that was just me eyeballing this, cutting it full. Anyway, 4 3/4 for this one, right? Because I want 5 inches, but those little matte layers. And then 6 3/4. So just a little bit smaller than the matte layer we just cut. So again, I'm doing this all at once, so I cut it, again, 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. Then we're going to cut this one in half. So 4 3/4, if you can say 4, is obviously 2 inches. And the 3/4, that means there's going to be at least 1/4 on one side, 1/4 on the other side. And then we have to cut in half that last quarter that's left. So right here, it is 2 3/8. Does that make sense? Yes. And I just forgot which one was where. Hold on, it was like this. Yes. Okay, so these guys, we're just going to glue them down. And so I'm just going to glue this against here, and then glue this one to this panel right, justified. So this one all the way to the right, so that you have a little border. Okay, and no border here because we don't want that, or at least I don't. And on this one, same thing, but all the way to the left, so you have your little border on the right. Okay, just glue them down. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm putting the glue right up to the very edge because if you're going to put a belly band, you don't want it to get stuck on like the corners. It's just going up and down. Ooh, I gotta go check my dryer. And you know, these numbers, I know they're kind of funky and weird, but do whatever you like, because maybe you don't like matte layers this tight. Maybe you like them 1/4 inch matte layers, right? So just work that out to work for you. I'm going to put these right next to each other just to make sure. I'm layering it so that they are like seamless going across. Perfect. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm just going to glue these guys down right on here. I think I have some Elders Creative, like old school Santa Claus things. Well, you know, I also have some Anna Griffin stickers that might be good. We'll see. I just need to find something to top this off with and then do that. Again, right up to those very corners that are towards the top, especially. I mean, I guess they can take it off from the top or the bottom, but oh, hold on. Let's look at these flowers. Do they have a direction? I feel like that's okay. Is that better? That's hard to tell. I guess this one's sticking up like this, so that's the up. Okay. So if you have a direction, you definitely want to put those down the direction you need. I suppose I could always turn the card at this point because it doesn't really matter, right? That's another way to take care of that. Okay. Just stick that down and get this guy down. Nope. A little bit more here. And let's put that down. Obviously, we're not gluing these together. I just want them to be really close to each other. What I was trying to say is, since it's symmetrical, I mean, I can turn it this way and have the card be like that if I decide to change my mind. But I think this is good. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of weight on top of this while I go and dig around and try to find some something to help me create the belly band, right? So I will be right back. Okay, guys, so while that's on there, I found some. I thought, oh, okay, well, this has sentiments in it. That's kind of cool. But then I pulled this one from the side because I can see this angel. And I was like, I don't even remember buying this. Reason for the season. Embellishments. I don't know how old these are. But I bought them last year. I didn't use them. So let's see. I mean, we can go. Oh, look how pretty. Oh, she's like bent. Sometimes when they're kind of shoved in here. But what if... Let's look at this. Ooh, look at that. I mean, that's really nice. I feel like it needs like a pop of red or something. Let's see. Oh, I have lots of families and things in this one. Oh, what is this big guy back here? This is interesting. Oh, okay. Hold on. I mean, this is very big. And it already has its own thing going. I would say let's put this guy just, you know, to kind of bring it in. But what if it is something like this, which is very different than what I was even imagining. And if I cut like a red circle and cover this up, just so we have something red in the background. Okay, let's see. Okay. Let's see. I mean, it's kind of like a rosette feeling, right? But, how big is that one red rosette thing I have? I was just going to look through here and see if I have any layering. I know I have circles, but something cuter than that. I need to find the rest of my layering dies. These aren't everything. Yeah, I don't want just a circle. Let's see. I don't know if this is big enough to cover that. It might be. Okay, let me get that paper that I just used. Not enough there. No, maybe this one's big enough. No. I was like, can I just cut this? Look, it's just shy. Huh. I might be able to make that work. Because, you know what I'm saying, if it's cut like back here or over here where you don't actually see it. Let me see. If not, I'll get another good piece of paper. Like right there. Like try to get as much as I can. Oopsie. Like right there. Hold on. Move it over. Move it over. Right in there. Trying to get that. There we go. I don't know if you'll actually see it back there. That's the only thing. Okay. I mean, you know, it needs to be bigger, huh? Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, well, who knew? The Crafter's Companion Layout Collection to the rescue. I'm going to take this guy and just run it through some of the same red we used earlier. Okay, that I think will work. Let's see. Because again, I just wanted to peek out from behind. It doesn't have to be a whole lot, but that little bit of red was kind of disappointing. And I can use that for the back of the belly band, so I'm not going to go to waste. Let's see. It's kind of not really round too, huh? Oh yeah, okay. I'm just going to stick it down because we're going to go with it. Why is this still here? I don't know. Let's put that somewhere else. Okay. Kind of interesting stuff here. Was it a sticker? I think it is. I'm going to leave that on there, which is kind of, you know, it could be problematic, but it is a sticker. I could peel this off if I wanted to. It's just I don't want to because I don't need it that way. But hopefully it'll stay. Oh, a little bit of that gold is coming off of my fingers. Okay. So we'll use that in a moment. And then we have something like this. Very rosette feeling, which is interesting. Again, this is going to make it a little bit thicker because I'm going to stack one layered sticker over another. You can definitely take these guys apart, but it looks like they did it in a way that looks 3D, so it would look weird if you only had the one piece, but I think it's like that. I don't know. How about that goes there? No, I want it more tilted. A little more tilted. There we go. And that's going to need a dimensional underneath it. Or some dimensionals. Again, this is also a sticker. I mean, you could definitely take the backing off of it. And you know, I'm going to go ahead and do that, even though I don't want to, but it shouldn't be too sticky. There's only a little bit of it. And the reason I'm doing that is because I have heard that after a while, this can come off. And then what if it does, right? So you're going to end up with something that's not... And that way this can touch that if it needs to. And maybe a couple of bits down here. I don't know where else I need them. Let's get rid of this, this. Maybe another one right back here. Just to support this guy. And, oh. Again, something like that. That's pretty. Okay. So, what I love about these kinds of things is that we have this piece that we cut off earlier, and it's kind of wide, but for a bigger card like this, like that doesn't bother me at all. So you can imagine we had cut this off earlier, so it is 1.5 inches. right? 7, 8.5 inches we're left with. And a lot of times with these guys, I don't go ahead and score, because what I can do is just bring it over here. You do want it to overlap, obviously, but I can just kind of line this up nice and straight, right? And then do the scoring, because you want to give yourself a little bit of room for this to go around. So I'm scoring a little bit further out than right next to the card, right? And you should have about a 1/2 inch overlap roughly, right? So I'm going to bring this in again, not super tight, but giving it some room so it'll be comfortable, you know, putting it on and off. So I'm giving myself a little extra here, and I'm going to go ahead and score that. You saw how it looked crunched up at the beginning, but that's okay. All right, and then are we gonna line it with the same colors that we used earlier with like red, and then also the floral, or just red, but I think we're gonna bring that floral around. So this is our 1.5 inch deep, and if you can think about it, they're gonna be 2.5 inches wide, right? 2.5 on this side, 2.5 on this side, even though it's bigger than that, but that's, and also it doesn't really matter because we're gonna glue this together. I can just glue a whole strip across the back. You're not gonna see it anyway, right? So unfortunately, I ruined a piece of that red paper I probably could have used for this earlier when I took that one little chunk out, but I can probably use, see what I'm saying? Ooh, oh, this might work. We'll see. Okay, so if that was 5 inches across, I want it 4 7/8. I have so many things out. It's so funny. Okay, 4 7/8. Ooh. Let me see if I have enough for 4 7/8. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's say, okay, I'm just gonna eyeball this just so I don't waste this paper, but look at that. The smallest little nip there. Okay, and then it's 1.5 inches deep, so let's say I'm still gonna take a little bit off of that because it's gonna drive me nuts, that little bit. Okay, and this one can go on the back. Let's do that. They're gonna be the same, so we're gonna need 2 that are the same. So like I said, 4 7/8 or so by 1 3/8. That's the way it's the same matte layering. 1 3/8. Oh my gosh, it's not very straight right here, so I'm gonna. Okay. I'm gonna cut one more, 4 7/8 by 1 3/8. And also with the other one, I could have just cut it right in half, and then you wouldn't see what's behind this thing anyway. So that little notch that was weird, I could have put it under there. Excuse me. Okay, we have one more thing we want to do. So the matte layer for these florals. Let's see. Oh, this might work. Okay, so if that's 1 3/8, I want 1 1/4 by 4 3/4. Oh my gosh, this is exactly 4 3/4 inches wide right now. So I want 1 3/4. I'm sorry, 1 1/4. Oh my gosh, by 4 3/4. So there's 1 1/4 and another 1 1/4. Again, it's already 4 3/4. And it's nice people, can you please write them down? I don't write down numbers, guys, because I do videos. I don't really do blogging. I love writing. I was always really good at all of that. But it takes a lot more time on top of the time it took to do the video. And so here we are. We make videos. All right. So these guys can be glued just like around here. Right? Not trying to make it too tight again. I'm not flattening it out. I already got my little numbers over here from this, right? My measurement. That was very organic. Just basically measuring it with the card itself, right? Okay, so that's not going to get stuck down, so that's fine. And then we're going to put this guy on top of here. Is that the one I made shorter? No, that's the one I made shorter. Okay, so this one. Take a little crinkling there. So I'm going to place this on here and hold that down. And same thing for the next layer. So cute, the little berries. I like that. Or do we want them more like over here? No, I feel like they look better in the other direction. Okay. And again, this could be anything. I just left it because it just made use of that whole A2 size paper, right? This being 1.5 inches deep. But if you want it thinner or wider, it's whatever you want. And this could have gone all the way across if you don't like the look of it being kind of more choppy. Whatever you want. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn this over and do the same thing. Layer this guy up with this guy on the back of the band, and I'll be right back. I should note, you don't have to put anything on the back. It could just be the plain, band. And then, like I said, I have this piece. Not that it's going to do much for me, but I can take this off. And this guy, I'm just going to glue it on here. But if you wanted to, you could slide this piece behind here to help keep it on. But I don't think it's going to do much. It's barely going to touch anything. I don't know why. In my mind, I thought it would be more obvious. So that is that. Again, I mean, we can take the whole sticker off. The sticker back, and then you can hit it with like an embossing buddy so that it takes the stickiness off, or just peel off this area, the area that's going to be touching here, or again, you can peel it off and use like baby powder, any kind of powder, right, that you have cornstarch. I don't know if cornstarch works as well though, but you can do something like that. For me, I'm just going to glue it down, guys, and then we'll, wish for the best. Hopefully it stays on for a long time. So I just put glue on there. I don't know. I'm hoping I put it in the right spot. And I'm just gluing this down pretty much in the center. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. I'll be back. Okay guys, I just walked away, left a little something heavy on top of this. But I hope you were able to follow along. I just got some feedback from one of my viewers that watches all the time on my last video. That was this one. It says I need to slow down, that I'm all over the place and things like this. And I need to show the items longer. I will say, just real quick, if you're watching this video, I did show the whole unboxing of the Grand Marquis Auto Ship for the first one when I did this. So I didn't see the need to do it again in this video because we all have limited amounts of time and I try to respect your time as well. So anyway, okay, so moving on. So let's just talk about this real quick again. We made our own card base. It is 10 by 7, scored at 2.5 inches, right? And then whatever you want to do up here. I like those tight matte layers, so I cut, this first one down, and it was, we're kind of messing with those numbers, but 4 7/8 by 6 7/8, and then I just cut it in half, right? The red layer. Then the next layer I did 4 3/4 by 5 3/4, cut in half, because I didn't want to leave this kind of thing on this side. But if you wanted to treat them as panels, they're 2.5 by 7. Do whatever matte layers you like for that, right? Individually in this one, individual in this one. That's up to you. Everyone likes to do things differently. So that's what I did. Maybe the numbers came too fast. I don't know. But again, I try to make it so it was easier and maybe it was more confusing. You could also just layer these two up, right? These two layers, glue them together, and then cut them in half all together. That also works, right? So instead of doing that twice. Our band, 1.5 by 11, because that's what was left on there. And then again, I didn't do any measurements because all you have to do is butt it up here and just see kind of what comfortably wraps around. Give yourself some score lines. And then, this was 5 inches wide. Maybe this is a little bit wider than 5 inches. Obviously it is because it's going around a 5-inch piece. But I just did the numbers off of 5 inches and 1.5, right? My matte layers. Again, whatever it is that you like. So do that. And so now we can put this on here. Oh, in the break when I stopped, I was going to go get a Christmas sentiment to just stamp it in here. But I did not. So, stamp your little things. You have plenty of places to write. That's why I like this kind of card. It's no nonsense, right? And you can actually write a lot of things, do an insert, whatever it is that you like. And then we can pop this back on here. I honestly had no idea I was going to be using this. So like the background being Christmassy, but also kind of serene. I really like the way that looks. And it worked out, right? Very cute. So, or pretty or elegant, hopefully, is what you're thinking. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Have fun with what you have in your stash. Again, please don't feel like when you're watching my videos that I'm just like pushing these things. I don't think anyone feels that way. I've never really had anyone tell me that. But, I would appreciate the views, guys. So I hope you're having a great day and hanging in there and doing well. And I will have some images coming up and I'll see you all at the next one. Bye now.